Yeah. So if we go back to the class that we created yesterday, what we see, we have created two variables and then we have defined two get methods for each one of them. Okay. So two variables, two get methods, and then as a result, on my Visualforce page, I create two table components, two page block tables. If you go to the Visualforce page, you will see that there are two page block tables. Which one? I think this one. Yeah. So on the Visualforce page code also, you will see that there are two page block tables which were created, two Visualforce page components. Right? Now the same example, I'm gonna do it with just one variable, one get method, and one page block table. Okay, and I will update the value of it. Okay, so I'm going to use it from using one variable, and as a result, I will have one page block table component on the Visualforce page, and I will update the value of this using my um, button component. Using the program, I will update the value of the same table dynamically. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So let's start writing the class first. Go to Apex classes and click on new. Public class C6. Okay, let me do it for list of opportunities again. This will be list of opportunity or opportunities. This will be opportunity or
Would be
opportunity.
list of opportunity only.
Opportunity.
No, opportunity only.
Name, amount, page name, date from opportunity here. Page name. So what are the different stage names? Okay, no. In this case, we are not going to do this approach. I'll just define a list of opportunities OPS. Okay, I told you that we are going to just use one variable. So let me have one list of opportunities for OPS, one get method for this. Okay, so one variable ops and one get method for displaying the data of that particular variable. Got it? Now let me go ahead and create the Visualforce page. Here it will be opportunity or opportunities.
It can be opportunities.
Or it can be whatever.
It can be opportunity.
Yeah. Because this is just a text. Yes.
Whatever I want.
Text.
Correct. Now let me put a page block table here, and in the page block table my value will be ops. Variable can be anything, and let me call the fields as columns. Dot name and amount, page name, right? Close date. Okay, but it does not show any data. Why it doesn't show any data? Because I have not assigned any value to ops. It's null, right? That's the reason why when I call it on the Visualforce page, I don't get to see data. My point is that initially I want to keep it blank, and I want to assign the value to it on click of a button. Okay, so I'll have to define one method for that. So for that we define a method which is called a page reference method. A page reference is a method which will return a page reference, a reference point to a page. Okay, so return type here is page reference, a reference to a page. Okay, so I want you to understand what exactly a page reference method does. You can give it any name. Let's say we call it method 1, whatever name you want to give. Okay, now here the return type is a page reference, so you can return reference to a page. You can say return page dot v13. Now what will this method do? This method will return page v13, which means it will take you to page v13. Got it? And how do you call this method on your Visualforce page? You can call it using a command button or a command link. Just give me one quick second. Yeah, okay. So now how do we call that page reference method on the Visualforce page? Using our command button or command link. You remember we used the save action, so that we used to use the component command button. Same command button can be used for calling a page reference method here. It's command button. Value can be anything. Goes to v13, and action can be name of the method. What is the name of the method? Method 1, right? Okay, since I've created a command button, it will ask me for a form tag. Yes, it is asking. Let me put the form tag here. We created a method 1 now. Why is it not taking that? What may be the reason? Here we have a method 1. Here it says method 1 does not exist. What can be the reason? Spelling correct? This spelling and this spelling are correct? Yes or no? Quick check.
Do we have to include the braces also? Since it's a method.
No. Spelling is correct. Have you checked that?
Yeah.
Everything is okay. So one reason when everything seems to be okay, one reason can be you might not have saved this changes here. When I have written this code after that, I might not have saved it. So check that thing also. Fine, that save was missing. Now the functionality of this method is what? To take you to v13. That is what is written here, right? Return page.v13. So once you click on this button, it will take you to v13. See? Got it? Okay, but give me one quick second. Hello? Hello. Sorry guys. Right. So that's what a page reference method do. So do we understand what is the job of a page reference method? Right, but we don't want to go to v13, and that's not the requirement. I just have written that return v13 because I just wanted you to understand the job of a page reference. Now one of you tell me what will happen if I write return null here. What do you think it will do? We have understood what exactly a page reference is doing, right? Asha?
Hanji.
Yeah, you understand what a page reference is doing, right?
Yeah, it's referencing the apex.
It's taking us to a page, a
Right,
Visualforce page or any other page it can take us to, right? So
right.
that's what the job of a page reference method is. Now, what do you think it will do when I say return null? When I gave v13, then it went to v13 when one click of that button. If I say return null, then what will it do?
I don't know, Jeet.
Think about it. Anyone else? Asha, though I was just asking like that. But anyone else who feels knows the answer?
It'll not go anywhere. It'll remain on the same page.
Just refreshes the page.
Yeah. So घूम फिर के it will come to the same page. You write a letter, you don't write the address of the receiver, you just write your own address. What will the postman do? It will bring it back to you that why didn't you write the address? So that's what exactly this is going to do, right? Return null will come back to the same page or reload the same page. Now if I click on this, see the page refresh or reload is happening and it comes back to the same page, right? Now this is what we are going to do. This return null is what we are going to use, and in this meanwhile, while this reload happens, I'm going to supply the value to OPS. Okay, so that's what my plan is. So while that reload happens, when the page gets reloaded, in the meanwhile, I'm going to supply the value to OPS. So initially, first time when the page gets loaded, OPS is null. Second time, so when someone clicks on it, I want to supply the value to the, I want to supply the value to this particular variable OPS. All right. So that's what we are going to do. For that, let me just use another page reference method. Public page reference open ops okay, this should return null, but before it returns null, I just want to assign some value to OPS. So this is where I'm going to write the query. So OPS gets its value when someone clicks on that button. Select name, stage name, amount, close date from Affinity, where stage name in. Can one of you quickly go and check what all are the stage names? One is prospecting. What are the stage names we have? One of you.
Prospecting, qualification, value, proposition.
And also keep on checking my spellings if I'm typing it correct. Qualification.
ID, decision makers.
Keep on checking spelling. ID dot or only ID.
I have to check that. Perception analysis.
Perception analysis. Okay.
Proposal slash price quote.
Proposal slash price QUOT.
QUOT. हाँ जी.
Negotiation
Your
and
English
review.
teacher, your English teacher will be very proud of you, G, today.
Is it?
Because your spellings are pretty much correct.
Yeah. Okay. So negotiation review, is that one?
हाँ जी. हाँ जी.
Fine.
Negotiation slash review.
Fine. So why I'm actually asking you guys to go back and check this, because when you write these queries, you have to be very careful with these writing the exact spaces and whatever, a dot or hyphen. Most of the times I find, the people who are new to this, they make most of your mistakes will be around this, the values that you are putting for querying the data, where clause, and then you don't get data, and then you start feeling that you have done something wrong in the code, whereas the problem is here, right? Okay. So I'm assuming that whatever we have written here are all correct, and we should fetch data from here. Okay, I've not checked any of these. So this is what this page reference method will do. Okay, it will assign this value to this variable, and after that it will come back to the same page. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm coming back to the same page only. Now you will ask, why are you then reloading the page? I'm reloading the page because if I don't reload the page, this variable will not get a new value. It will get a new value when again the page gets loaded. The get method will again work when the page gets reloaded, right? So on page reference, what happens? Ops get values, and after that return null. The same page gets loaded. So when the same page gets loaded, the get method get ops works and it displays the value. Fine. So my job is not just assigning the value to this variable, my job is also to call this get ops. So for that reason, when I'm doing this return null activity, when the complete page gets reloaded, this method get ops is also called. But before this
Is
method is called, I am just 1 minute. Before this get ops method is called, I am ensuring that I have passed a value to the ops. Yeah, someone was saying something.
I'm a little confused. So
What
I
is the
just need
confusion you're
explanation
having?
one more. Um,
Return null is okay. With this method, what I'm planning to do, I'm planning to reload the page. That part is
yeah,
okay.
that part is
But
okay.
before
And
reloading, I just want to supply the value to ops because that's what my objective is. I want to give some value to the ops variable.
okay,
Initially, it is null. Okay. So before I say reload the page, before I return the page, I am just supplying a value to this. Initially, it was null. I'm just giving a value to it. That makes sense. Now, when the
okay,
page gets reloaded, ops will have this value. Okay. Let's see the example here, and then I think we'll be able to understand a little better once you see this live in action. So let me remove this command button and let me put another command button. Value will be open. So value you can put whatever you want. Action will be what you have the method name that you have defined there. Again the same concept. OpenOps doesn't exist. I think I forgot to save. Some problem somewhere. Opportunity is not supported. Why does it say this is not supported? What is the error?
The select query you have from opportunity spelling is wrong.
Yes, correct. Okay, so that's it. My code is ready. The page is also ready. Now see, initially, first time when the page gets loaded, ops is null. It does not have any value. When you click on open opportunities, that's when opportunity ops gets value. Right?
So, Jeet, if I've understood this correctly,
Hmm?
so first time when you run the query, you are just trying to create a button. And once that button is created, you want the query to again fetch the data in the second.
No, no, button is created. I'm not creating button with a query or something. Button is created from my page component, right?
Right.
But first time when your page gets loaded, the value is null. It does not have any value. Okay. My table gets value only when someone clicks on this button. Because on click of the button, ops see on call of this method, ops is being assigned with a value. Before that, the ops was null here. So first time when someone loads it, ops will be null. It will not have any value. When someone clicks on this button, then ops will get this value. The same
But
way,
what is throwing me off is why are we again saying return null?
return null means it will reload the page. No? That's what we talked about, right? What a return null will do, it will reload the page.
Okay.
If I click on this button, automatically it will not show the data here. The page needs to be reloaded for the get method and everything else again to get executed. Correct?
Okay. Okay.
That page needs to be reloaded, then only it will get value. Now the page has already got loaded, so it will automatically not get value here till the time the reload does not happen or the re-render does not happen. So that's what we are doing. Just click on open opportunities, the page gets reloaded and then you go reload.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah. It does.
Can you show the Visualforce page, please?
Code.
Yeah.
Here it is.
I got
Is
it.
it okay?
Yes, this is okay, Jeet.
जीत आप एक बार इसको कॉपी पेस्ट कर दोगे चैट में?
This Visualforce or the Apex also?
Both please.
I'll just write a little more on this and after that we'll do that. Okay. So the same way I have created an open ops page reference method, the same way I can create one for closed ops also. Public page reference, and I call it closed ops. And here the same query. This stage name is, this time it's going to be closed one or closed lost. That's it, right? I think closed one. Closed lost. Okay, so I have one more page reference method which is called closed ops, and I will use one more command button here. Apex command button value should be closed opportunities. Action can be closed ops. Right. Now if I click on open opportunities, the value gets updated to all the opportunities which are open, because that's what was written in the query. If I click on closed opportunities, the data gets updated with all the closed one and closed first opportunities. So this time I have not used two different page block tables, so no two components, no two variables, no two get methods. Alright, I just have one component. So this is a better way. Why I say that this is a better way of doing things, because this way your page is light. You're using lesser components on the Visualforce page. The size of the page is lighter, right? So if I have to display 5 lists, am I actually going to create 5 page block tables? That becomes difficult, right? Display, if I put 5 page block tables, you can do that. I mean, definitely your output you will get, but that's not an efficient way of doing things. Fine. So depending on a requirement, sometimes you might need to work with two different tables, but whenever possible, try to reduce the number of components on the Visualforce page and try to make them dynamic if possible. Like this is a dynamic component, it gets its value when someone clicks on a button. That way, what is happening? Your page is little lighter. Okay, but there is one small challenge that here you are able to see one list at a time, either the open opportunities or the closed opportunities. If the requirement is, if the customer says, or whoever end user says that no, I want to view both of them simultaneously, then you are not left with any option but to create two tables. Alright, so depending on your requirement, it's not that this is something which will work for all situations or that is something which will work for all situations, depending on the requirement. If one list needs to be displayed, this is what we can do. Clear on it? Any questions, any doubts on this? Please let me know. I'm just going to copy paste the code now. So Apex code is there, pick it up, and here is the Visualforce code.